Hey guys, Michael here with Giver's Style, and this is a look at the New Potato Classic Match Foosball for the iPad. Now, if you haven't heard of New Potato, they are at newpotatotech.com. I'm going to leave the links down below. They do a number of interesting devices, whether it be home theater or streaming audio to your vehicle. It's good to check them out just to see exactly what kind of products they have, and they do have some interesting things that you can buy at some of the big box retailers, to include Amazon and Best Buy. Now, this one is for those of you who have ever experienced the competitive gameplay, if you will, of foosball, whether it be in the full-size table in the arcade or the home models. I actually had one for my home when I was actually growing up. Now, this one is designed for not only the new iPad, but the iPad 2 and the original iPad, which that's really nice because some of the newer accessories, things of that nature, to kind of leave the new iPad, or excuse me, the original iPad behind. But this is not the case with the foosball table. Now, this is the look. This is the back side of that table, and one of the things you really pay attention to is the quality. Again, this is a plastic device, but it is very well made plastic in the sense that it feels like it would be extremely durable. Now, it does have a price of $99, so it's certainly not cheap, but it doesn't feel cheap either, which is a good thing, because if you know anything about foosball, you know there's lots of activity, and it's very hard on the product itself. Now, these are the sticks here that you use to move your men on a number of different axes, and there are literally 8 of these that go inside this plastic table, if you will. Now, one of the things that I'm going to show you in a minute is vitally important that you snap these in. I will show you that here in just a little bit. Now, on top here, you do get an overhead view, one that looks like once it's complete, and it does span the length of the iPad, so it's portable enough that you don't find it to be, an issue if you're leaving it set up. You can just put it on a table and leave it. That's pretty much what I did in my case. Now, along with this, you're going to also need to download the Classic Match Foosball app, which is free, and it is found in the App Store. So again, this is the idea of what it looks like without the iPad in it. Now, on the bottom here, right at these little joints, these are the ones that you're going to want to make sure are snapped in. Initially, I didn't snap them in, and I thought, wow, this is really kind of cheap. But once you realize you need to snap it in, you're good to go, and they're rock solid. Now, this is the app itself, the Classic Match Foosball, and you start off just having the Classic Match option unlocked. Now, I'm just giving you a little bit of a demo. Now, keep in mind, the only thing that I found different here than the real foosball that you may have experienced at home or whatever is that even if you're by yourself, you see how I'm doing here with my finger, you can make these computer driven, or you can have the computer operate whichever line that you want them to run, which is kind of cool if you're playing a solo match, or even if you are playing with someone younger or less experienced, or even you're trying to get into it yourself. Now, once you score the goal, it goes into a goal screen, and then you do the kickoff and set the game off for the next round, which is pretty awesome. Now, what I like about this is the actual movement, if you will, of your men is pretty fluid, and you can get some pretty good spinning action here. Now, the only difference between this, which is a virtual foosball, and say like a tabletop, is that in a tabletop you do get some of the wind that comes off the spinning mechanism. But other than that, this is very much true to foosball. If you do like foosball, this is something that you will get hours of enjoyment with. I'm playing with my son. He really loved it. You have a charge and sync dock that you also, which I showed you here earlier, which is great. You have the free Classic Match Foosball app, and overall, this is an awesome product if you enjoy classic foosball. So check it out, newpotatotech.com. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thanks for watching.